Shall I start?
Yes, certainly. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Louise Bettman. Some of you may or maybe may not recognize me. I just am here for Arrested from the Rain. I'm campaigning for my favorite king, Ormond Gallery. He's a Cliftonian, as we call him. I'm going to say a little bit of his record. He is a tireless, unself-serving activist for the homeless. He's an advocate for affordable housing. He founded a group called Racial Injustice to address the murder of George Floyd in December of 2020. Demonstrations for the movement of Black Lives Matter. He also has an organization for pedestrian safety and another one against gun violence. Also, another organization called United at that great big huge photojournalism page in the that organization is known for finding jobs. So I encourage everybody to remember this fine history of Brian's activism, and that this is his time. The movement has come. He deserves presently a seat on the House. So I appeal to my dear beloved fellow Cliftonians to follow the path of my heart. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Louise, and you've been a supporter of Brian from the get-go.
Yeah, yes, I have.
And he's been tirelessly working for the progressive movement.
Yes.
And he works completely for the disadvantaged.
Yes. Thank you for offering.
He attacks the status quo we have here of sort of like worrying about our house values and making money and things that don't seem to make really matter, and helping our what we could consider is our indentured servants here in Cincinnati.
Right, right. Father, the late judge, once said, Reverend Morris McCracken, that some of us of my age group remember. My father always used to say, he was old school, very traditional. He said that the city always needed Wake McCracken. We always needed a gadfly. And Brian was a mentee and a protege of McCracken. Of course, McCracken didn't have the drive or the ambition to run for public service or public works. So it's great to see this legacy of McCracken instilled and enlightened in the work, in the drive, in the soul of Brian. And I'm very confident it's going to come to fruition this time.
Well, he's got a lot of endorsements this time that he hasn't had in the past.
He has 18 organizational, institutional endorsements, and another half dozen. And that is, there's maybe one other candidate whose first time is not now presently running, who exceeds Brian's count. But Brian's endorsements exceed even some of the incumbents or people who we are keeping on Cincinnati thanks to the appointments. So that's a pretty, I think that's a pretty astounding thing. So widespread support.
Did he get endorsed by the Democratic Party here in Cincinnati?
He did not. And that was in May when the executive precinct members, the nominating committee, they rejected his place on the Democrat slate.
Well,
anyway, he's a Democrat.
he's
a Democrat. So, and I think he will prevail nonetheless, in spite of the fact that he was on towards the party.
Well, the movement caused by social injustice here in this city is really behind Brian. I hope
Yes.
He gets in and then shows that he is a valuable contender to be a council person.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, especially big business is scared to death of it.
Now, that's a very pointed insight. How do you know that?
Well, we spend, every waking moment politics here. And we're new towns, so you can't really know the lay of the land. I mean, we do know the lay of the land.
Yes.
So, but what kind of harm can be done by one very progressive person on council that supports the lowest person in the city?
Yes.
He will take the lowest person.
Yes. So look at all the work that he did to get housing for the people who were for the people who were living in the historic African American community in West End, who were displaced by the FC Stadium. I mean, Brian worked tirelessly for months to get them settled in other neighborhoods. Unfortunately, their neighborhood was disseminated by that development. But that was Brian's doing. And look how many people he's influenced. He influenced Todd Fortune, Blake Fortune, our department commissioner, to open up federal buildings to the homeless so they could sleep comfortably, within heated facilities when the temperatures were dangerously inclement. And look, also, he influenced PG Sittenfeld to save the Senior Citizen Center, which is on the shopping block, the one down there in Finley Market, with so many indigent senior citizens.
Really?
That was Brian's doing.
But was that safe or moved?
I don't know what its present location is, but it was going to be closed.
Right.
And then Brian approached Sittenfeld and said that this cannot happen.
Wonder why they moved it.
Well, I don't know, but Brian is instrumental.
Yes.
We're talking about how he can influence people and how he has influenced people who were elected officials. And then he also had Mayor Cranley interfere on the arrest of the Reverend Peterson Magnus. You remember he was going to go to jail because he hadn't paid his house and he was on house arrest with an ankle brace. And Mayor Cranley came in. It was a huge story when we inquired for a couple of days. And Mayor Cranley came and said, "We're going to dismiss this case. This is something that I do not want to see on our watch. This is disgusting."
I'm glad the prosecutor went along with it.
Yes, there was no dissension.
Well, good, because what gets prosecuted is sometimes political and not.
Exactly. So now, I like to see Brian on the same plateau, place in the same seats of influence and power as people who he has effectively influenced.
Well, he is a solid sender, and we need to have him get over that cusp of getting elected.
Right. Well, we also remember, look at our story, Roxanne Falls.
Yes.
It took her 3 elections to get elected.
Yes, well, I think Brian's on his 5th one. I'm just guessing.
I'm sorry?
I think Brian's on his 5th.
No, 4th.
Okay.
Fourth.
Well, good.
Well, actually, if you count the state representative, that could be, yes.
Well.
Anyway, but the fourth attempt is city council. So it takes time, but look what he has done in the intervening times, between those experiences of frustration.
Yes, he's played the role of a councilman without being a councilman.
Right. Well, actually, his commitment to the community was never questioned. He had constant energy and compassion and courage, and it didn't thwart him from his work.
I don't know where you get that kind of chutzpah or motivation, but he needs to bottle it and sell it. Because Brian is not a superhuman being.
Right. Oh, it's so cute to say that like this.
He is not. He's not I don't know how to describe someone who's seemingly a giant can do anything.
Why he's not a mystical character. He's not this fanciful comic Superman. I mean, he's just one of us, but still
He never puts his foot in his mouth.
He surpasses so much. Well, you know, one can say he has the energy of 10 people.
Well, he does, and I don't know what he takes in the morning to get up and go. We all need a little bit of that.
Yes, he's an inspiration to us.
And
You know?
to many of his friends, they help him out personally to make sure that everything's okay.
Well, he has a lot of people who are supporting him this time around. A lot of people. So I think that is his support system.
He is willing to run and expose himself where other people won't.
Exactly. He always took the risk of exposure, but still he has remarkable resilience, and he always got back on his feet and said, "I'm going to move on." He persevered, and he prevailed. And I like to say, he will prevail on Tuesday.
I'm glad he doesn't listen to the news media or his opponents or the negative news about him. I'm sure he's got some sort of secret filter.
Well, I don't watch TV. There's something on TV else?
No, nothing really. It's just that, you know, he's constantly be put down by the great power players in this city. To throw him, to write him off, is tough to get up from every day. To go against the movers and shakers in business in the city, people that make policy for services. I just feel that they're totally scared. I'm surprised they haven't really orchestrated a big anti-campaign for Brian person.
Well, I don't think he's. I think he would. I don't think he's getting any of that personally. I don't think anybody is calling him up and saying we're gonna
Watch you like a bug.
well, we're gonna counter you in ways that will be painful and embarrassing or humiliating. He's not getting that.
Good.
He's not getting that.
It sounds like you've been in his war room.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Tangentially, maybe. I mean, we're friends and we're neighbors. We share contiguous woods. He was on Wilbur, I live on Everwood, and two woods back up to each other. And we go back. He was a student of my mother's at the university, and his mother and my mother were best friends. And so I've been writing since he was a teenager, since he was 19.
Yes.
And it was my mother's funeral at Bellarmine. And the service was just starting. And I saw this boy, I shouldn't say boy, but he was a teen, late teen, and he was coming down the aisle with this plant. And I could see he was affected by my mother's death and was just visible. And I thought, who's this person who's hurting the personal pain about my mother's loss? And so,
From his mother?
Of course, no, my mother. It was my mother.
It was his mother, close friends to your mother.
Yes, well, that was a history before my mother died. But so at the funeral service, I came to him and I said, well, who are you? And he said, your mother was my beloved teacher, and here's a plant. And I just thought, my gosh, it was so, the beauty of this, of this simply needing to express himself in a personal way. It really touched me. It was just late 1990. So, we're past 31 years in the Brian.
Yeah.
And then when I got sick with breast cancer, he came to me and he said, there's some special honey that the Mennonites or the Amish make in India. He said, I will drive you to Indiana to get this honey. I didn't really know that, because that was just 6 years ago. That was just so I was so touched. He really meant it. He really was going to take me and drive me to Indiana to get the special funding for my condition.
Well,
I didn't take him up, but it was just, it was a genuine, sincere compassion.
I've been trying to convince all my friends that have money to donate to this campaign.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, thank
I
you.
think, you need money to run a campaign, and it seems like everybody's been. We've got the flyers in the mail, and we've probably got a handful, but 10 of them came in the mail today.
Oh yes, it's been a deluge for the last Sundays.
But Monday's here, and Tuesday's here.
This is Friday night.
Yeah, Halloween is usually the last chance for the pressing of the flesh of candidates.
Yes, and we're having I just got two messages from his campaign manager, and I said, responding, I said, well, presently, I said, I'm nursing a cup of tea, taking a break from passing out flyers for Brian on Mother Avenue.
Did you go out canvassing on streets with Ryan?
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm an old woman. I'm 77.5 years old, and I have a new background.
37 and a half.
77, not 37. And I have a new back issue, so I can't walk with any kind of length, because sometimes I have run the risk of getting internal pain. But I made over 100 on the pulse.
Yes.
I told everybody I knew.
Yeah, everybody knows you, Louise, and you hand out the flyers, sort of like a consent of approval, and can we call you the Queen of Ludlow?
Oh my gosh, you're too kind. You're too generous.
Well, it's a big responsibility now. Maybe you might not be able to handle it. I know they have the privilege of the throne as a big all that protocol, and they got to get up every day and put on the crown.
No. This is democracy. We're having our campaign night celebration. The watch me always go there.
Oh, the garage.
Absolutely.
Okay, well that's good.
They're friends of the campaign.
Yes, good. Well, that's good to know.
It is right hand assistant. That's fine.
I really hope it's a shocking change, but I think we're really going to do it this time.
Thank you very much. That's very, very, very true.
With this progressive movement in Cincinnati, we've got such a big field of candidates.
35.
It's almost unbelievable.
And only one incumbent.
Wow.
So yes, it is a chance.
35 on the ballot.
It is a chance to completely just, revolve the door. I mean, just, it's going to be a totally new face on council, I think.
Well, we don't have the ballot right here, but there's going to be 35 people on the checklist. 35.
Well, you should be thankful it went down from 43. And then I got a mailer yesterday, and from a party which I won't mention, but I wondered if some of these people, I said, my gosh, I hadn't even heard of them.
Well, I've been trying to follow all the candidates on Twitter, and that's all my Twitter account.
All 35. Well,
I tried to find out who they are, but my Twitter account is all political. It's just a direct feed from major political figures. Many of the candidates are posting, going out, pressing the flesh, where they are, Chevy at this day, West End today, North Hill the next day.
Really?
It's been fun to follow they got to get out and they got to go.
You follow their itineraries and trajectories, yeah.
Well, I'm sure Brian's been every day. I don't know who runs his schedule, but he's got to have like several events. First, you got to go to all the council meetings of the community neighborhoods.
Oh, he's done that. That's good.
Well, I know that's a given, but they even say AFTAB spending everything.
Well, Brian's headquarters in Long Hill, and I don't have to get them there. But that's good. Because I actually talked to his writing assistant to council.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
you're in the know.
Well,
You can probably break a story here.
I do, but I'm not going to say it.
Nobody. I can't break any stories.
There's a very big story which I wish I could tell, but I won't.
Okay, well, we'll wait for it to come out in the end.
I can't, or I will be shot and guillotined.
Well, I don't know what it takes to break a story, but
Yeah, but it's a good story. It's a very good story. So, anyway, thank you very much for your honor. We've done your programming interview.
Well, we'll put it up on my YouTube channel. It's for busting.
Thank you. And how many people view this channel?
Well, I do have 145 subscriptions.
Fantastic.
And if I get to 1,000, they'll let me broadcast from my cell phone.
Okay. And are these 145 subscribers pretty close to Clifton?
You don't know your subscribers.
You don't know.
They don't want you to know.
Okay.
So my YouTube channel is strictly related to Clifton News.
Okay.
Clifton News.
Okay.
That's all I post on it. And the people who subscribe, they just get vignettes, little videos that I shoot. Since I left the Clifton Chronicle, I don't really know as much as I used to, because every quarter I used to go around and collect, so I got a lot of them.
Yeah.
But things are going well on the strip. Old mall, you remember a mall between the post office, up and there?
Yes.
Yeah, there's something going on in there. Well, I have heard habanero.
Oh, that's next to that's where the Grill of Indian used to be.
Yes, I'm sorry.
There's a brewery.
Well,
I think when I was in wonderful conversation, the food is so well prepared.
and it's a destination store. People come here on the weekend just to go habanero.
Yeah, well,
And that's really what you need.
I'm a burrito Monday girl, so except the summers.
The China Kitchen.
I know. Do we know anything?
Every time I went in there, I could not get a story from the owner. I just don't know why. I didn't speak Chinese, I guess.
Yeah, they think that.
But they rebuilt it, and then but there's an excellent for destination. Sort of like.
Do you know anybody who'd be interested in?
I'm just thinking.
Well, if somebody wants to make a lot of money, I would possibly before the spring. This community needs a good bona fide Jewish deli, like they have in Cleveland. And that Clifton, that Chinese kitchen would be a very good venue for the Jewish deli.
Well,
that would be a destination place because the Jewish delis, the closest one that one can get to, are in Blue Ash, except for the one in downtown Disney. So he's only open on business hours.
Well, it's possible. I like that idea.
You remember there's an Lenny's at Cleveland Heights, it's famous.
Well,
Lenny's.
Someone who goes to Jewish delis in New York City. I don't. I mean, Izzy's. I used to go downtown.
And it's, I think it's just something more than
Yeah. Maybe they could open a Jewish deli with a cocktail.
No, I think that contradicts the whole idea of Jewish deli.
I like the Busy Bee. You remember the Busy Bee, right?
The Jewish deli, you go and take out your food. It's like an old French charcuterie. You see, the cheap buy and reorder. It doesn't necessarily be even.
Well, tell me more about like the Busy Bee. Was it really sort of like a lounge, like a bar? People played there. They had a counter. You could eat.
Back in the 40s and 50s and the 60s, people didn't go out to eat too much. So the only time my family and I would get moving to Busy Beach, we came home for Thanksgiving. My mother decided she wasn't going to cook Thanksgiving, so we went to the Busy Beach for Thanksgiving. But really, I didn't hang with Busy Beach. People now go out to eat. That was not the trend in mid-century.
Well,
People say no one cooked.
so you didn't see Rod Serling hanging out?
No, I think it might have been the 70s, right?
Rod?
No,
Serling
it
was
was
probably there.
60s,
50s.
late 50s. I didn't know he hung out in the big no, I didn't know.
Hmm.
We were home eating. We were home eating. But I really don't. Gordon King had a lot of memories of this.
Oh, man, that's his soul.
I remember had a first hand memory. Okay, well,
Well, the next show here is going to be a holiday show.
have you covered this show on your program?
Well, no, we're waiting for one of the artists to come and be interviewed. But
Today?
yeah, well, hopefully.
The artists are coming today to be interviewed on the show?
I put out a call for them, but
How many artists are
there's 3 of them.
Oh, okay, well, I don't want to look at that. because-
Please do. And the interesting thing to know about this show is that all the artists are challenged, and the Visionaries gives them a studio space and actually becomes the curator or the director for the show. So, like I was telling you earlier, the blue rocks in the window actually went to Europe to a major show.
Really?
And the artwork that these artists produce has the cachet to cross over on multiple platforms and be accepted as major events. So, you know, I could kick myself in the, for not being more like this, more, I don't know what kind of magic they have, but there's a magic there in a challenged person. You know, they have to use everything they got. And many times what they have is very exceptional. It's an exceptional vision. It may be their mind absorbs more, knows more, and it crosses over into art. You might not see like a challenged music society or something, but when you deal with challenged artists, all barriers are dropped. Nobody really notices the difference in the big fancy world of highfalutin art. These paintings, each one of them has a purpose. They're like keys that open the doors. And well, as I said, the directors of the Visionaries, they help these people get the respect that they deserve.
Well, this is an Visionary show?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So these are 3 of the studio artists of Visionaries.
Okay. Well, it's so good that you got this guy picked up on that, because of course, you know, it was painful when they closed, just as lockdown at the beginning, I think. Yeah, that's that piece of news that we're going to lose that institution. Let me go look at this.
My sister is a challenged artist.
I didn't know you had a sister.
Yeah, I have 7 siblings and an old Catholic family. So I'm children, parents.
So you're one of 8.
One of 8.
There's a lot like
And
that.
Mary is a wonderful artist. She does work on crayons on 12x9 pieces of paper, regular crayons, and I've been put in charge of trying to make a website for her. I helped out a bunch of challenged artists a while back. I had a website for them, posted their work, and so I'm in the process of posting my sister's work. But
Does she live here?
she lives in Northern Kentucky.
Okay.
But the scary thing is that if I post this work on, say, Etsy or one of the platforms where you can purchase it, she might just take off and become greater than me.
Different genre. We can't.
I know.
Apples and oranges.
Well, I'm a working artist. But, it is something I'm going to do this winter. Is I'm going to put up that site and promote it. And we'll see where the chips fall.
Good for you.
So take this and we'll get back to playing guitar.
Well, now you close the time at 8.
8 o'clock, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't offer you a drink or anything.
No.
Soda, we got everything.
No, because, oh, probably you had some water.
Yeah, there's water in there.
The orange juice of ice.
Got another subject. It's better to be in person here. Yeah, we got Lori boys with their hats. Well, welcome.
Hello.
What kind of business you got there? What's going on up here? Just came up. Good. Today. We'll take a walk, yeah, but all right. See how things are going here at the gallery. Hello. What's your sticker say?
Oh, I visited the hospital.
Oh, cool. Oh, you got to. Well, we're going to have our next show is the holiday show.
Oh, okay. And when will that be?
Oh, it changes over in November. It'll be lots of little tiny gifts for Christmas, things like that.
Is this last weekend of the show?
I would say so. I would
This
think.
is the last day.
Yes, I guess it is the last day of the show. To stage the holiday show is quite a job, you know.
Yeah.
1,000 little items and
Right.
shelves and things like that. Pat Olding used to do the yeoman's task on that.
Why did she move?
You know, that's a good question. Why did she move? She moved to Montana.
I know that's a big far piece away.
I know. She went from painting apples, now she paints mooses.
What?
You know, Moose lived in Montana. But
Where
now
did she go? Did she go to live with a relative?
or her husband, Andy.
Why do you want to go to Montana?
I wish I'd gotten the reason why. But I'm gonna have to call her up and find out. Well, we got I can make you any time, or we got a beer here, or club soda. Always nice.
I'll save the club soda for the gin and tonic.
Oh, we can time.
Is it a bathroom right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
So tell me again how this gallery is here
Well, for one strange reason or another, the post office department decided that they were going to move. And the post office was here, and Dave Taylor continually trying to get a hold of them and, you know, try to get a new contract. But it never happened. And I never.
They moved across the street.
They moved across the street because they just felt like, I'm assuming that it was like the natural thing a post office would want to do.
Dave Taylor doesn't own that property?
No, they don't. And when they moved it up there, and then Veronica, who was the clerk here, and then she moved up there, she said a lot of people came in and said, I'm going to move to the post office. So to have our little post office on Ormond and not on the main drag is kind of like the reason why. I think that they didn't really negotiate with Dave because
They had a chance to be on the main drag.
I suppose they had some sort of flyer that go to school about what the state of the art of the post office is supposed to be. And that was more attainable to this checklist of things. I'm just kidding. You don't know? So now they got a nice post office up there, but they can't seem to get any stamps.
Yeah. Don't have a problem.
We need some the complete suite of stamps up there. I got to work on trying to get that going, but that's basically.
And how does is this a volunteer, Dave donates this space?
He did initially.
to the Gallery in the neighborhood.
Initially, I think it was started by, Joyce Rich, John Osterman, and Paige Weideman. And they donated the space and they started working on the rehab. And Sean Mulaney was involved too.
Mhm.
And Sean built these panels that go across the windows, make more space. And John did the lighting. Paige worked on the logistics of the shows. Pat Olding was a huge influence from the beginning of the gallery.
And then how do they select the artists that come?
Well, you know, I've thrown my hat in the ring to try to make sure. Now it's all kind of secret. All I can say is that the shows they have here are always high. So this show is a world-class show. The show before it was
Well, I really like that. That was the art professor at NKU. Really beautiful ceramic work.
and then before that we had
Can you
Yvonne.
do this for Brian, Gary?
Oh, great, thanks.
Thank you very much.
So we had Yvonne and a woodworker. The show before it, just world class. So my proposal is to have my personal retrospective here at this gallery. So that's what I proposed. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, Mary, Rita.
It's riff and raff,
That's right.
rick and raff.
Andy and Dandy.
Yeah, welcome to the Off Ludlow Gallery. We're broadcasting live on Zoom right now.
Ah.
So if you want to be interviewed, you got something to push or talk about Clifton,
Please have a seat.
I'm sure Buddy's probably got a lot of in his crawls.
Just back from vacation.
We're just back from vacation.
Where did you go?
We have been doing 2-week road trips, camping in our newish SUV. We sleep in the back of the SUV. Yeah. And then we rough it, cook, campfire style.
Oh, it's like a tiny little home.
Yeah, it is. So, but we have to put a tent up because you gotta get everything out of the back end of the car. It's the garage, right? So you have to empty the back end, blow up the mattress.
Good for you, good for you.
Yeah, this trip, we went to 2 state parks in West Virginia, 2 in Virginia, 2 in Tennessee, and 1 in Kentucky. And
Different one every day.
we were out for 12
That's
days,
it's 2 days.
but the fall foliage was awesome. And it was some parts that we were in were like more fir trees, so you don't see as much color because it's not that dark green. But we saw a lot of great waterfalls. Black waterfalls, West Virginia. It's good. We ended at Cumberland Falls.
God, what a road trip.
Yeah. We were at Appomattox. We were at the James River State Park in Virginia, and we needed to make a phone call home. We had no cell signal, so we went into the little, cafe, and we didn't have any cell phone signal there either. I said, "You probably have to drive into Appomattox to get cell signal." So we did.
How did that work out? Did you do okay off the grid?
Yeah, the only thing was when I hadn't remapped the routes between the
Oh,
state
right,
parks.
that's the wrong thing about it.
And if
Saving that.
if I hadn't taken a photo of the map or whatever,
Right.
and then our car guidance system, sometimes she would say, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
I'm sure you had real paper maps, right?
No. So she took us off road for a while. We went a shortcut on a gravel road that we didn't know for sure it was taking us where we wanted to go. But it was very scenic. And, it's just like beautiful, like ravines and colored trees. Bye, buddy.
Where's he going?
He's going to the wine shop, that's where we're headed.
Oh, that's right.
But anyway, it got us there. But it was kind of 8 miles of like, I don't know if they could turn it this road. I hope plants us somewhere. So,
It's a beautiful time of year.
it's gorgeous.
Spend a lot of time down there.
And, you can really turn your, new, SUV into a mobile home.
Yeah, he's trying to talk me into buying the smallest possible full-line
Oh,
RV. I'm saying no.
oh, you need a regular Mercedes Sprinter. Those are the ones that you can stand up and you can walk around, you can drive.
Yeah, but like you said, you put your tent up for the garage so you can sleep in your van.
Yeah.
I've got a little 16-foot casita.
That's the one he wants.
Oh, he does?
And somebody pulled in with one at that campground. And I walked across and I said to the woman, "Hi, I'm Mary Reed. I work from Cincinnati." I said, "You guys are going to cause us some marital problems tonight."
But they're so cute. They have a head, they have a washer, they have a shower, they have a sink, they have a
Yeah.
air conditioning, a heater, and
Very well insulated. It doesn't take much to keep them warm.
So you've been doing road trips in yours?
We took it to Burning Man.
That's a good place to go. Or we've done 3 10 to 12 day road trips with this setup. And the idea is that next year we're going to do national parks out west. So we're like ironing out the wrinkles right now.
yeah, you can find out all the devices you can plug into your cigarette lighter.
You know what? These cars have USB connections.
Right.
So we've got a refrigerator.
Okay.
It's a cooler.
Right.
It plugs into the car.
Right.
And then we go to the RV parks, so we have campsites, so we have electric and water. We plug in the refrigerator. He's got a battery that you can plug into your car, or you can plug it into an outlet.
Mhm.
He had it fully charged from left, and we didn't even get down to 45%.
Right. The batteries for it.
Yeah,
You need that.
and we brought an electric skillet this time. I said, "You got electric.
I know you.
My camper."
And the truck drivers have it already. You know, it's not expensive. The truck drivers been using it.
Yeah,
I'm sure they probably got a clothes washer you can plug into your cigarette lighter.
but we ate well. Didn't need to buy ice.
I love it. I love it. And the carefree nature. We always get on the road and we have to drive like hell to get somewhere. And then we don't stop along the way.
So I've been planning these trips and usually do like 5-6 hours out the first day. And I try to keep it to less than 3 hours in between
Yeah, that's great.
all those stops. So we get out of camp in the morning, when the days we have to break camp. We get out by 10:30 and then we're at the next park at 1 o'clock or whatever, when they're letting me check in.
Right. Totally cool. I love that. I love that. Take it easy. Enjoy yourself. That's all I can afford.
It's very recharging.
Yes.
Okay, so who are we projecting this?
Oh, this is a Zoom meeting. I just posted on my YouTube channel. Just interviewed my brother, Louise Bettenauer came over, and we talked about Brian Gary. And, I used to broadcast it.
Right.
Well, this is the new.
This is the new Randall Opera House. Or that.
We tried it.
Who's that guy? I'm thinking of someone.
Hank Williams.
Yeah, people that do the music and the interview and the, what is it, Prairie Home Companion.
Oh, yes.
This is-
These are all Visionary and Voices.
Yeah, there's three of the others. It's really significant show. Perfect for the gallery. And the next show here is the holiday show.
Which of the holidays?
So it'll be like,
Yes.
little gift items. I'm working on my series of the busker up here singing in the snow.
Is it gonna be snow? Is it gonna be
No,
snow?
I'll take it. I'm honest.
There you go.
It's just that, it's snow on the ground and he's still out there playing his guitar.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go join Buddy. It's been nice to interview you.
Yes. Thank you.